third commissioner to come so we can have a quorum. So if you would just be patient for another 5 minutes. welcome to the City of Boynton Beach City Commission meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, and the time is 6:05. We will now turn to the city clerk for roll call.
Mayor Shelton is absent. Vice Mayor Hay.
Here.
Commissioner Cruz is absent. Commissioner Turkin.
Present.
Commissioner Kelly.
Here.
Vice Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Maylee. Pastor Kelly will lead our invocation and Commissioner Turkin our Pledge of Allegiance tonight. Let us all stand for the invocation and pledge.
Would you join me in prayer? Almighty God and Creator, we come before you this evening, and we thank you for your many blessings on us and on this city of Boynton Beach. We thank you so much for all that you've given us here and the goodness that you've created in this community. Father, we thank you for this ruling government and for the way that it serves our city. Tonight, we come to you and we ask for your blessing on this meeting tonight. We pray for this assembled council, and we ask that you would give them favor. Father, we ask that you would give them wisdom to govern well and to give them a sense of the welfare and the true needs of our community. Lord, give them a heart for justice and righteousness. Give them confidence in what is good and fitting, we pray. Lord, let this be a fruitful and helpful meeting, we pray, this evening. I pray this tonight in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you to everyone, Pastor Kelly, Commissioner Turkin. We're now moving on to the agenda approval, addition, deletion, and correction. Let's begin on my left with Commissioner Turkin.
nothing, Vice Mayor.
Commissioner Kelly,
No, thank you, Vice Mayor. I do not.
and I have nothing.
Vice Mayor, staff does have one request.
Yes.
We'd like the commission to propose to front load or back load the January 6th meeting to the January 20th meeting. We're going to have quite a few staff members that are still going to be on vacation from the holidays. So we'd appreciate it if we could backload the agenda. That's not going to interrupt any sort of city operations, but again, it's up to the board. So,
Okay.
Are we requesting that, to not have a January 6th meeting? Is that-
or we could reschedule it, whatever you guys would like.
We can add this, if there's a consensus, add this to 5C under administration and discuss it at that time and make a motion if, depending on what the discussion is.
We're missing two people, so I think maybe we can discuss this in the December meeting. Because I believe we only have one in December, right?
Yeah, we have the first meeting in December and then the second one, that's fine.
So maybe we can discuss it when everyone's here.
Yep, absolutely. And I do have one other request. I'd like to table the update for the strategic plan, the 1 year, because the exact reasons that you just prefaced, we don't have two members. I think it's important that they see the accomplishments that we've had over the last few years.
Absolutely.
Is that the last item?
We need to table that when we
It's
get
the last item,
Yeah.
Vice Mayor.
Okay.
We can table it when we get there.
Perfect.
Is it 10B?
Yes.
Any discussion on that? Do you need a motion?
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
Then moving properly second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. So ordered. If there are no other, we will move on with the agenda. We will go to the 2A, informational items by the members of the City Commission. Let's begin again with Commissioner Turkin,
Nothing, Vice Mayor. Thank you.
Commissioner Kelly.
No, Vice Mayor, I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. This will be the meeting before Thanksgiving, so just wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for coming tonight, and we look forward to a good meeting. So, thank you.
They're good. And for me, I do want to say that on Thursday, the November 6th, I attended the Chamber of Commerce meet and greet, which was very well attended. And on this past Tuesday, the 11th, I attended the Veterans Remembrance Service, which was excellent. And today, we had the caregivers luncheon. Again, that was well attended, and it was hosted by P2P. And I too wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. That being said, let's move on. Next, we will have the city events announcement. And I please have the city clerk come, the city staff come up and to the podium and announce these events. There we go.
December 1st to the December 5th, we're doing the Tire Amnesty Week, clearing out unwanted tires to help keep clean Boynton Beach. Residents may take up to eight to car or passenger tires with rim or without rims, curbside next to on their regular bulk collection day. Place the tires at the edge of the road, 3 feet away from the mailbox, 3 feet away from vegetation, trash, poles, and everything. And the time is 6:30 to 4:30. They had 7:30 to 4:30. I have like 50 papers up there, so when you walk by, somebody can grab one if they need to get the dates right and everything.
Very good, Joe. Thank you.
Joe Matthews.
Any
All right,
questions? Appreciate it. Are there any others? Seeing none, we're moving on to public audience portion of the meeting. And as always, it is 3 minutes per person, not transferable. The same rules apply. The speaker must address the commission as a whole and not to any individual on the dais. And in the audience, insults, personal attacks, disruptions are not permitted, and you may be asked to leave the meeting should you violate these rules. After we have concluded in-person comments, we will move on with the comments. So if you want to be on the public comments, please line up. We have two sides, and you have 3 minutes, and we'll state your name for the records.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mike McCray. You know, I've been in Boynton all my life, except for 4 years. And I've always said for this city that we need to advertise more. This is what makes Boynton look real good. I was a graphic artist for many, many years. When we did our Veterans Park, I was there from the ground up. I attended the last ceremony. I just want to tell you all, it was a stellar event. When I received this program, I said, wow, we're getting there. I remember when Mr. Kaiser and Mr. Livergood would do programs, when we'd be sitting under the one tent, not 3 tents, the one tent, and the ink would be still rolling off the paper, and they'd be saying, we got another insert. And I said, wow, one day we'll get it together. You all finally got it together. Your book tonight, when I picked this up, Arts and Cultural, you all should be proud. Boynton should be proud. This is the way you advertise your city, not with some little dinky things, you know, that you put out in the mail. Make people want to pick up something and read when they see something like this said Boynton. I also want to tell you all thank you for putting in place for the election that's coming up, the things that we had to prove that we was a registered and a residential person within this city, so there would be no confusion. I want to say to the city clerk, May Lee, and also to Tammy, thank you all for being so professional. You made it real easy. I'm just saying. You know what? Keep up the good works. Boynton, I'm glad to be here. I also have a cemetery plot, so I plan on dying here. Thank you.
Next.
David Katz, not for 100 years, Mac. I remember Jeff Livergood when he paved our streets with slurry, so there you go. On the 10:21 minutes, I would like to have a correction there. As the vice chair of the charter review, the minutes reflect that I was opposed to increasing the residency to 2 years, and I was for increasing the residency to 2 years, and the minutes don't reflect that. Another thing which I'm disappointed in, that the commission did not choose to move forward, or at least for a second reading, on the memorializing what I would call the supermajority in the charter. The reason why I championed that at our meeting was that there were 3 candidates who ran in the last election who were not happy with the city manager, and 2 of them publicly said they got on the commission, they were going to fire him. And you guys fairly recently gave him a nice raise and nice commendations. And I think that, and they were also supported very openly by a member of this commission, Mr. Vargas and Mr. McGuire. And I think it's important, if possible, for you guys to rethink that and maybe to put it back on the ballot, if possible, in time, to have a supermajority in the charter for the city attorney and the city manager. And I think it would be a good idea, and I think it would pass. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Mondesir, and I work for the Early Learning Coalition of Palm Beach County. And I'm here today to talk about an event that we're having on December 4th, my apologies. It's the Love to Learn breakfast. And I wanted to extend an invitation out to the commission as well as members of the city. Our vision and our mission at the Early Learning Coalition is that every child in Palm Beach County is ready for school and ready for life. And so with that in mind, we're talking about how early childhood education, high quality early childhood education, is probably one of the best return on investments that a community, a city can make to ensure that we have a strong workforce and we have students and families that are prepared for a successful, ready life. And so I wanted to just share the event. It will take place at the Kravis Center on Thursday, December 4th. It is a ticketed event, so I'll leave a couple of flyers out on the table if anybody has any questions. We have a contact information on here as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, good evening, Vice Mayor, City Commissioners, City staff, and then the lovely citizens of Boynton Beach. My name is Charlie Holder, and I just wanted to take a minute to thank you all for appointing me to the Building Board of Adjustments and Appeals. I'll keep this brief and short, as I know you have lots of important agenda items tonight. I just wanted to say I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve Boynton Beach in this capacity. It's a city that I deeply care about and a city that I'm a resident of and share residency with the citizens as well. I'm very excited to contribute to the work that you have done and that you're continued doing to ensure safe, responsible, and well-planned growth. I'm looking forward to learning from the board, learning from you as well, and the city staff, and doing my support to support our lovely residents in our community. As I said, I keep this brief. I just wanted to put a face to a name for you all, as well as the citizens as well. So thank you again for your trust and the amazing work that you do for Boynton Beach. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Susan Oyer, Boynton Beach. So I'm coming again, I think this is probably my 20th time, asking that you guys start looking at banning palms and Norfolk Island pines. I went and just did a quick search today, some of the places around the United States that have gotten rid of palms or are in the process of scaling back drastically, because as we know, they are not trees, they are grass. They are very expensive to maintain, probably the most expensive trees to maintain, and they get a lot of diseases and have a lot of problems. So for example, Brevard County, Palm Springs, California, Mexico City, Queensland in Australia, Freeport, Florida, most if not all of Southern California, including San Diego and Los Angeles. Phoenix, Arizona has banned them in front yards, Nevada City, California. And of course, West Palm Beach has decided no more going forward with them, and Miami Beach since 2016 is phasing them out. So we really should be looking at getting rid of them. Your own tree canopy coverage survey several years ago gave you an entire page of reasons why you should be getting rid of palms, and I have been advocating that for over a decade now. So we really need to be working on that. Drive down Okeechobee Boulevard when you get off 95 someday and take a look at all the dead palm trees or state of decay and dying that exists as you head east. What kind of image does that present? Look, for example, the new ones they just planted on right off of Boynton Beach Boulevard as you're exiting, heading north with all the construction. There's like 5 or 6 of them dead already. and they just put them in the ground, and those are like $10,000 a piece, if not more. Stop buying these things that do nothing and put back no advantage to our city or our state or our environment. I'm also going to advocate getting rid of Norfolk Island pines. They have been discussed getting rid of those around the country for decades. You see them, there are a bunch in District 2. They're super tall, they kind of look like Christmas trees. They can grow up to 200, 250 feet. They fall apart in storms, the branches fly off, they tip over easily. They're actually originally from Australia, is my understanding. There's been a lot of discussion for several years, probably a couple decades, around the United States getting rid of them because they're not native to our country at all. And there is a disease issue. Then, of course, you know, every time a storm comes along, they fall apart. But there's several of them around. They provide little to no canopy and serve no purpose. So if we're going to do the right thing, let's take care of both in one fell swoop. And thank you for listening. I think this is probably my 20th time talking on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Hey, everybody. Kimberly Chase, District 3. I've lived there 20 years. I'd like to extend a personal and sincere apology to the members of this commission and to the citizens of Boynton Beach for leaving abruptly and causing a disturbance 2 weeks ago. At my seat, immediately after AA public comment, I hope that you all accept. Week after week, I listen to citizens speak for 3 minutes. A buzzer rings and someone says, "Thank you, next." It takes a lot of nerve for people to come up here and speak. Many will not. We hope that there will be a reply to our emails, but there isn't, and this becomes frustrating. Here's what I heard. A very important citizen in Inca regarding parking allowances for rentals. Aren't all citizens of each district just as important? I also heard commissioners who wanted to consult their residents to discourage financial burden by changing parking. I commented about parking issues in our area regarding our 19-foot wide street. Like other citizens, what we could do to look better since the focus was community standards. However, while I was speaking right there on that podium, someone asked for me to be thrown out twice because they didn't seem to like what I was saying. Once I sat down, I heard how employees of the city were dragged. Dragged where? Then this is only about abandoned vehicles and we don't want to punish anyone. Hold the bad players responsible. Currently, there's still a box that says FedEx on it that has been sitting on Dixie Highway next to the tracks for over a week. Why? Why isn't it tagged? All I've ever asked for is consequences. Bad players are not residences. Then Ordinance 23-012 was mentioned. It clearly states what is in the best interest for the citizens. Moving forward, I would ask respectfully that everybody on this board is held to the same decorum expected of the residents in this town. That is the least amount of respect we deserve. I'm not the only resident who wonders why there is biased code enforcement. I have overheard phone calls. I will not sacrifice my relationships to report neighbors when they have an 11-foot shed that is easily seen from the road. This in no way fosters any sense of community. And what do all the veterans, caregivers, this commission, and the people with little libraries all have in common? Service for their fellow human and neighbors, doing the right thing, feeling a purpose to serve Boynton Beach and their community, encourage growth and learning. I hope we can move in that direction more. Thank you.
Thank you. Would there be any other speakers from the audience? If so, please come.
Hi, Ernest McNolly. I live at 710 Northeast 7th Street, Boynton Beach, Harbor Hall Inlet condominiums. I'm an owner there and full-time resident since November of 2020. Tonight, there was a HOA meeting at my association. And I find it interesting that my board and the board in the next building had nothing to say except about all the crime, all the violence, rats, building violations, unknown people living in our building, dangerous trash, people being vandalized, et cetera, et cetera. And everyone at the meeting had the same thing to say. What's up with this city? What's up with the code department? What's up with the mayor and council? What's the city manager? How about the police chief? That's all they were talking about. And you know, the beauty of that meeting is I decided not to say anything. You know why? Because every time you place me somewhere, you say that I'm making lies, I'm telling stories. You got a chief going around, a police chief, going around in these public meetings, telling citizens and people in public that I'm vandalizing my own cars, that I'm slashing my own tires. And the city manager won't help. They're all part of it. Plus, I get assaulted in my unit, and the board was even talking. We got drug dealers coming in there. They're shooting up right in our parking lot, right? And we can't get anybody. Can't get the building department, can't get anybody here to do anything. Not anything. And then when we try and sign a complaint, it doesn't go through. We can't sign an internal affairs complaint. We can't sign a criminal complaint. Look, why don't you tell people what you did? Not you did, but again, more unsupervised at the parks, right? What's going on in Oceanfront is frightening. What's going on in other parks? This weekend, what we have, a 7 or a 10-year-old? Unsupervised, playing tackle football. What, paralyzed from the waist down, right? You don't hear anything. Every time you put out, how much time do I have left? Are you keeping time for me? The city lawyer doesn't talk to me. I don't know why. How much time? Oh, 20. I can't say much in 23. I want to know how you're getting away with this, saying that I vandalized and that I make up phony police reports, and why I can't sign. I'm writing to the FBI, the Palm Beach County Commissioner, and you're all getting away with it. And I send you a copy of emails that these prominent
Thank you.
families.
Your time is up. Appreciate it. Are there any other speakers from the audience? Seeing none, we'll look at, do we have any online
No, Vice
speakers?
Mayor, we do not.
No online. That concludes public audience. Moving on to the advisory board and appointments. We have one application for the Education and Youth Advisory Board. There's one alternate position and 3 high school students position available. It was clarified that this is a student of Boynton Beach High School, and she does have a parent that lives within the city limits. So the waiver isn't required. This was tabled at the last meeting. Can we please have a motion to remove this from the table?
Vice Mayor, it's the nomination is Commissioner Cruz, and she's not here, so we can just leave it on the table,
Okay.
right?
So hearing that there's no motion and Commissioner Cruz is not here, we will move on to the next item. The nomination that's Cruz, she's not here. For the community support funds, we have one community support fund from Commissioner Turkin, which is $950 for the Boynton Beach Little League for their spring 2026 session. May I have a motion to approve it?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposers nay. Motion carries unanimously. We will now move on to consent agenda. If my colleagues want to pull any items from consent, let me begin from my left, Commissioner Turkin,
Nope, I'll make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Kelly.
Vice Mayor, I just want to pull 6J just to make the correction that was brought up during public comment. I want to make sure the minutes are reflected correctly based on the record.
Okay, 6.
It's the commission meeting minutes. But motion to approve the remainder of the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. Motion carries unanimously. Now we'll go back to the one that you pulled, which is item, which one is
6J.
6J? Go right ahead.
Thank you. No, it was brought up during public comment that there was an error to the minutes from October 21st of 2025, where Mr. Katz brought up an error in those minutes. So I would just like the city clerk to correct that and
For clarification, I believe he's referring to the Charter Review Committee minutes? Or
they're
was he
in-
referring, okay, to these minutes?
yeah,
Okay, just
it's in the
understand.
minutes. It's on page 2
Okay,
of the minutes.
okay. A motion to approve with direction for the clerk to correct those minutes?
Second.
No, I'm not making it.
Moved.
What do you guys make that motion?
Second.
Okay. Okay, it's been moved and properly second. All in favor of that modification, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Motion carries unanimously. Amen. Thank you. That takes us down to number 7, is it? Consent bids, okay. We will now move on to consent bids and purchasing. If my colleagues would like to pull any items, let's begin with Commissioner Kelly this time.
No, Vice Mayor. Thank you.
Commissioner Turkin?
Nope, motion to approve.
And I have none. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. That takes us on down to public hearing. We have 8 public hearing items. Public comment will be permitted on all except 8G.
No, it's going to be on all items. It'll be on all items.
On all of them?
Yes.
Okay. Correction, on all of them.
You're going to have to use the giant version. My bad. You got a big one up here. You don't even need your glasses.
Okay. Start in here. Sidebar. Okay. Okay,
Can you change the time?
Oh, yeah.
we will go on with all items. How about
We're not
items,
public
okay. We will notice that items 8F and G are quasi judicial. The commission will make their disclosures when we reach those items. I'll turn to the clerk to read item 8A into the records. Maylee?
Proposed ordinance number 25-035, second reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, amending Part 3, Land Development Regulations, Article 2, Planning and Zoning Division Services, Section 4, Relief Applications, by amending subsection F, requests for accommodation in order to provide procedures for handling and processing requests for accommodation from the city's land development regulations, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for codification, providing for an effective date, and for all purposes.
This is the second reading. Were there any changes since the first reading?
No changes, no updates.
Okay. Do we have any comments, questions from the commission? Hearing none, I entertain a motion. Oh, wait,
Sorry,
wait,
public
roll
comment.
call.
No, public comment.
Oh, public comments. Anyone from the audience would like to speak on this item? A? 8A, seeing none? Now we have a roll call.
Oh, let's have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Been moving properly second. All in favor, say aye.
Let's roll call. I'm sorry. Now we'll do
said
the
roll
roll call.
call.
No, we had to do the motion first, though. Sorry.
Bailey?
Commissioner
Vice Mayor.
Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Turkin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hay,
Yes.
and a roll call vote, the motion passed unanimously.
Okay. Moving right along. If there's nothing else, we have the motion.
Madam Clerk, if you can read item 8B.
Proposed ordinance number 25-036, second reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, adding Chapter 2, Article 4, Section 2-60 to the City Code of Ordinance entitled Public-Private Partnerships, establishing procedures for public-private partnerships and unsolicited proposals, providing for codification, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Again, this is the second reading. Were there any changes since the first reading?
No changes.
No changes? Are there any comments or questions from the commission?
Vice Mayor, just because we have some new people in the audience who maybe weren't here for the first reading, this is just a cleanup, right? Can you just clarify exactly what this proposed ordinance is doing? And
Yeah, so we had a resolution in place prior. The statute, the Florida statute, was updated. So we're just updating our ordinances to kind of keep everything in line with the new language of the statute.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Oh, we have to have public comment.
Oh, yeah, public comments. Is there anyone who would like to speak on this item, 8B? If you would step forward. Seeing none, we'll entertain the motion we already have. All in favor, say aye.
Roll call, please.
Or roll call. I'm just like the mayor here. Roll call.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Turkin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hay?
Yes,
In a roll call vote, the motion passed unanimously.
thank you very much. Thank you both. Okay, again, let's have the clerk read 8C into the record.
Proposed ordinance number 25-037, second reading, an ordinance of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, submitting to referendum an amendment to the city charter, adding a preamble to the city charter to establish the foundational purposes and principles of city governance, providing for a notice of an advertisement of the referendum election to be published in accordance with the State of Florida Election Code, providing that this ordinance, when adopted, shall be submitted to the qualified electors of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida on March 2026 general municipal election ballot, and shall become effective as provided by law, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date.
Okay, again, this being the second reading, were there any changes from the first reading?
No changes.
None? Are there any comments or questions from the commission?
Vice Mayor, just if I could be so entertained to just have this just briefly explained to the public for those who were not here during first reading. Just a quick overview.
Okay,
Okay. What this item is we are amending the charter, and there has been a proposal to add a preamble, which is basically like an introductory sentence about what items are important to the city. And with regard to that, if you bear with me 1 second, I can read the proposed preamble. 1 second. Let me pull it up.
okay.
Sorry, I'm just pulling it up.
Public comments is permitted at this time, with each person having 3 minutes. Do we have any public audience? Seeing none?
Would you like me to read the preamble into the record?
Yes.
The preamble will read, the proposed preamble is the citizens of the City of Boynton Beach, in order to protect the general health, welfare, and safety of its residents, promote honest, efficient, and responsive government, hereby adopt a city charter in accordance with the Constitution and statutes of the state of Florida.
Okay. If there's nothing else, may we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Have a second? It's been moved and properly second. Let's turn to the clerk for a roll call.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Turkin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hay?
Yes.
In a roll call vote, the motion passed unanimously.
Okay, I'll turn to the clerk again to read 8D into the records.
Proposed ordinance number 25-038, second reading, and an ordinance of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, submitting to referendum amendments to the city charter, amending Section 3 to require continuous residence within the city for at least 1 year prior to filing to run for office, providing for a notice of an advertisement of the referendum election to be published in accordance with the State of Florida Election Code, providing that this ordinance, when adopted, shall be submitted to the qualified electors of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida on the March 2026 general municipal election ballot and shall become effective as provided by law, providing for conflict, severability, and an effective date.
Again, this is the second reading. Were there any changes from the first?
No changes or updates.
Are there any comments or questions from the commission? Seeing none, this is a, yes,
This is for,
Commissioner Durkin.
for D, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'd like to see it moved up to 2 years. That's my personal preference, 1 year. I understand the concern from the legal perspective, but listen, there's a couple other municipalities that do that, and I don't see the harm in doing 2 years. All I see is a stronger commitment for those who want to serve our community. So my recommendation is to amend this second reading for 2 years. So I don't know if we want to wait till after public comment. All right, so that's just my 2 cents, and we'll see what some community members say, and then I'm sure there'll be more dialogue.
Okay, this being we do have public comments. We will permit that, and then we'll come back to the two, okay? So at this time, if there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this subject, please do so at this time. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. David Katz. Commissioner Turkin and I must have had a Vulcan mind meld here.
Scary.
Yeah, 2 years is what it should be. Fort Pierce and Durrell already have it and have never been challenged. And if it is challenged, there's a long process to make it go away, and then there would be a remedy. The other thing is that that's not here, or you guys didn't decide to move forward, was the pushing the age to 25. At the last meeting, I would say a young fellow came up who I would have called very problematic if he ever got on the commission, and he's not 25. He's early 20s. And that was a living, breathing example of why we should push it from 21 to 25. It's not a big leap, and I'm sure the residents of Boynton Beach would agree with it. But yes, I totally support going to 2 years continuous residency. This commission has made great strides as far as increasing the filing fees and the amount of petitions to have more credible people who are going to run for office. And if somebody, going back to the 25-year-old, they've got those years to be able to volunteer on a board and learn Robert's Rules of Order and learn how to deal with the public and et cetera, et cetera. So I appreciate your thinking about the 25-year-old thing and going to the 2 years. Thank you.
Next.
Yeah, sorry, I hate that side. Thank you. Susan Oyer, Boynton Beach. Bad optics on that side. Sorry, I learned my lesson from looking at my video on the YouTube channel. Yeah, it matters to girls, sorry. So I full-heartedly agree. We need to go up to 2 years. Thank you, Commissioner Turkin, for leading this very wise cause to make this something we should be doing. I like the former Commissioner Katz has said, I mean, I can't see this coming up as a battle with anywhere in the state because it's going on in other cities as well. This does nothing but strengthen our city, as does the raising the minimum age to age 25, which I've been an advocate for all along. If you looked at the meeting minutes for the charter amendment meetings, you'll see I was basically the only member of the public there, and besides Jeannie, and I've been fighting for that all along. I do think, why? Because it shows we need strong proof of residency. We need to show community involvement. And I think having more years in here shows that you care about the community, that you know what the issues are, you understand what the problems are, and you've had a chance to speak with others and see other other forms of input and other thoughts that the community brings up to solve problems. And that's not going to happen by, I've never voted in my life, but I think I'll run for office. Or, I think I just moved here, maybe I'll run. Hey, how cool. I was, on a commission in some other state. Let me come be a part here and not actually be a resident and not know what's going on. And hopefully your license plate tags will reflect that you're a Florida resident as well. And that would be nice. Yeah, yes, we're all laughing because we know about that one. But I think the biggest issue is it gives you a chance to get on the boards. It gives you a chance to see and experience the issues and understand what we really need in our city, because every part of our city is different. And if you want to be up on the dais, you're not just voting for your district, you're voting for every other district. And you need to have the time to get to know all 4 of the districts and know this city and what makes each district unique and also what their individual issues are. And that's not going to happen in just 1 year of, oh, I decided to, move here and show up and think I'll run for the heck of it. So I encourage you to switch this to 2 years and put the 25-year age requirement back in. Thank you.
Are there any other from the audience? Are there any other online?
No, Vice Mayor.
Okay. Comments from the commission?
I quickly went back because I felt like I remembered what I said at the previous meeting, but I stand by that I had said, although I supported at the time the 1-year continuous requirement, that I preferred a longer period, but it wasn't the consensus, at the time. But, I think it's important, we have seen in this city where people have moved into the city and bounced around to, not necessarily to districts, but to other, whether it be representative spots or whatever, to just try and find a place where they can get elected. And so, that is not something that I want representing me when I'm done with my service to the city. And so I think it's important that the longer the better in my mind. So I don't have any, so I would support Commissioner Turkin and his desire to change this to 2 years.
If I may, yes, I can go along with the 2 years in the area, but I do not go along with it being 25. I stick to my original opinion. I think there are a lot of mature 21-year-olds, 22, who are sometimes capable more than some of us up here. And as far as them not knowing what's what, I think that would be weeded out in the process that we go through in electing our officials. As we have them face the forums and ask questions, depending on their response and knowledge base, that is easily found out. And so I challenge any of us to count on one hand how many 21-year-olds have gotten through that process. If you're not qualified, that will rise to the surface. And so as far as I'm concerned, I do go along with the 2 years, but I do not go along with the 25. I'll stay with the 21. If there's nothing else?
No, I just want to reiterate, as much as I would like to see a 25, the hesitancy I have is, like the state legislator is 21, so it's hard. If that were to get challenged, I think, we'd be on the losing end of that. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve 8D with the, yes, City Attorney?
Sorry, just one clarification. So currently, right now, what was proposed is continuous 1 year. So a little nuance here. Are we going to keep continuous 2 year?
Yes.
Or are we just going to say 2 year?
Continuous 2 year. That's what I was going to say. then.
Okay, I just
Continuous
needed
2 years.
clarification. Okay, thank you.
So, motion to approve 8D with the amendment of continuous 2 years prior to filing to run for office.
Second.
Question, are we just the 2 years? We're not addressing the 21 and the 25? Just the 2 years continuous?
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, okay.
Yeah, we
Good.
didn't move forward, just for clarification, we didn't move forward with the age change this time around. I think we're going to talk about it hopefully at the
That is
next charter
correct.
review.
That part did not pass on first reading, so it would be inappropriate to address it here on second reading.
Very good, very good. Let's turn to our clerk for a roll call.
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Turkin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hay.
Yes.
In a roll call vote, the motion passed unanimously.
I turn to the clerk to read 8E into the records. This is, go ahead. Millie.
Proposed ordinance number 25-041, second reading, an ordinance of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, submitting to referendum amendments to the city charter, amending sections 8, 20, 23, 24, 40, 50, 52, 54, and 55 to modernize language by replacing masculine-only pronouns and to update notice and publication requirements to comply with current Florida statutes and digital age communication practices, providing for notice of an advertisement of the referendum election to be published in accordance with the State of Florida Election Code, providing that this ordinance, when adopted, shall be submitted to the qualified electors of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, on the March 2026 general municipal election ballot and shall become effective as provided by law, providing for conflict, severability, and an effective date.
Okay, this is the second reading. Were there any changes from the first?
No changes or updates.
Actually, there was a minor correction, just a technical correction. There was, on the previous version, there was an asterisk stating that Section 20 was also being considered for referendum, but when we removed that from consideration, I went in and removed that reference inside this, so there is one technical change.
Okay, okay, no problem. We do have public comments at this time. If anyone from the audience would like to comment on this item, please step forward. Seeing none, do we have any further discussion from the commission?
No, just for clarification, this is just to update the charter to make it,
To remove all the masculine pronouns and also to update with regard to some email platforms for notices and various things like that. And also with regard to, I believe, matching the supervisor of elections and dates and stuff like that.
right, so because we had the other charter amendments on the ballot, we put this one on as a cleanup.
This is a
cleaning up.
cleanup.
Right.
Correct.
Very
Very
good,
good.
thank you. Motion to approve?
Second for discussion. Clarification, do we know if we're going to even have an election this March? City manager, has anyone filed?
So far, we have two. We have incumbent Commissioner Kelly, and we also have Mac McRae from District 2. We don't have any other
Are
candidates.
those contested, though?
No, they are not. We have, I want to say we have 5 days or 4 days, Melee.
So I think this is something to think about, is if we don't have an election, right, and there's no, like, contention there, why are we gonna have these on the ballot? You know, I don't, like, I understand, we want, when we're making these decisions, we want to have as much, like, participation as possible, but I think it's a real conversation to have, because I would imagine it costs a little money, you know, to hold these ballot referendums, you know, in a silo when there's no elections. So, I mean, I would like, I don't know when our deadline is, and maybe this is a conversation we have with everyone here, but I just don't, you know, I don't want to waste money to have a turnout that's, you know, 2 to 3%, right? I mean, people, you know, I think Commissioner Kelly's done a great job. I think people will be more than happy to come out and support her, and I think you're going to see, you know, a huge turnout. If that is the case, I don't think anyone's going to run against you, you know, and I think if there's a contention in District 2, I think you're going to see, you know, a turnout there. The other, you know, 2 seats in the mayor's race, there's no, you know, there's no race there, so I don't know why we would spend the money in this ballot referendum And from what I understand, we can't push it till November.
Typically, if you're going to do a standalone, you're looking at between $100,000 and $200,000.
But thank you, Vice Mayor. I have seen, Commissioner Turkin, where cities have, in instances like this, if it comes to that they do a mail-in only election, so it doesn't cost, and with the turnout being a lot more than what it used to be for mail-ins, I think we actually might see more of a turnout if we actually, but I think that with why, I know that other municipalities have done that, so if we can maybe, I don't know if we have time to look into that, or
I'm
Shauna,
open
if
to
you
that.
know.
I don't know. It looks like Maylee's got some clarification for us.
So I looked into this, and it would be more money, actually, to run an election as opposed to right now. If we didn't have any referendums and we did have somebody running against you guys, it would only be open to districts 2 and 4. With a referendum, we would have to open citywide precinct locations, even paying for all of the polling locations and the poll workers and everything is going to come out cheaper than doing a citywide one, because when I do my process with the elections, I don't purchase 100% of ballots because we don't have 100% turnout. I purchase maybe like 30% or 40% of ballots. If we do it this way, we would have to pay for each ballot for every voter in the city, and that's about like $13 or $14 per person for every single voter in the city. So it does come out more expensive.
If we did the mail-in way,
Correct.
we'd probably get better turnout.
I think so too, but I just know it's going to be a lot more expensive.
It's a lot.
But
Because a lot of people don't come to commission meetings, they go on social media, they say their 2 cents, but if I got something in the mail and was like, hey, we want to decrease your taxes by 2 or 3 mils, I'm gonna vote yes, someone gets something in the mail that is intriguing, I think they're more inclined to do that versus just seeing yard signs all over the city saying, vote yes or vote no on charter amendment, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I kind of want to piggyback off of what you're saying. I think anytime you do something as a city, obviously democracy, right? You want to see a return on your investment. So I think if we did spend the extra funds, you would see an increased participation in that event. I can tell you, like 2020, the election, you saw the biggest turnout with the mail-in ballots and things like that. So there's precedent there that says that, like, Americans love convenience. And what better convenience than being able to vote from your home? So.
Maybe we can look at those options and have it presented to us at the next meeting. I don't know what the deadline looks like for that.
The only hiccup with that is the deadline to have these certified and submitted to the supervisor of elections, I believe is.
So it was December 5th. They did push it to December 10th.
Okay, so we could potentially bring that to you.
The first meeting.
The first meeting. So I would do a motion to reopen these and then retable all of it for the next meeting with a discussion item.
But it would not affect the current election coming up, would it? Could we just talk about it at the next meeting and for the next go-round? Or do we have the time to let that go into effect now on this upcoming election?
We do have time, since they changed the date from the 5th. That's why we had to have first and second reading before the 5th, because we couldn't get the 6th meeting. But if they pushed it to the 10th, we could petitionally table these for now and revisit with that update for
Okay.
December 6th to possibly go on the March 14th, 2026 municipal elections. Or you could decide to push them until March of 2027. The only thing is the Charter Review Committee will continue next year looking at additional things. So, it just depends on how many you want to do at one time. And that's clearly up to you guys.
Shauna, if I may.
I'm hearing, Go ahead.
We have an off year next year, so it's gonna be the same thing
2028, yeah.
as, if we do it this year or next year, it's gonna be the same thing. It would be only referendums on that ballot.
Correct. So then you either do it this year or next year or in '28.
Yeah, I mean,
The other concern is that I hear talk about, and we probably need to discuss this, the December 6th meeting rolling over to December 20th.
No, that's January.
Oh, January.
Vice Mayor Hay, yes.
January, good. Thank you for the
The only
correction.
thing I do want to mention, by doing it with an election and not potentially having these changes made now, so anybody who runs in 2028, these are
Right.
not going to be in effect.
Okay, yeah.
So that is one of the benefits to having it go now and
Now.
spending the money, is so that by your next general election, these rules, so to speak, with regard to residency and those sorts of things are on the books.
Very good, very good.
So here's what I'd like to propose, if it's feasible. We'll know by December 6th if there's going to be uncontested seats. And so what I'd like, if you guys are okay with this, is to hold off. We'll see what happens. And if not, then we can have the other members of the commission here have dialogue to see if we want to move forward with these referendums and pay the cost to have them decided on without a district election, and make our decision from there. What it sounds like is that we have the ability to do that because the new deadline is December 10th.
Yeah, our deadline's December 10th. I'll know by November 25th at noon if there's anybody running against Commissioner Kelly and Mr. McCray. And then I can also I can call the Supervisor of Elections office to figure out how much it would be to do the mail-in ballot. So we have that option as well
Yeah, I
for
mean,
the
we've
December
spent
2nd meeting.
We've spent a lot of money on runoffs and all this other stuff in the past. And so I think clarifying and cleaning up some of this stuff too will prevent us from incurring additional costs later. And so I feel like, we have to, at some point, we have to invest in this, and it'll either be this time or it'll be next time. And so, yeah, Maylee, if you can find out exactly what that fiscal responsibility would end up being, just so that we know from the Supervisor of Elections, that would be great. And I think, so do we need to table them? Is that what you're saying we need to do?
We need to do a motion to reconsider the items, which would be C, D, and E,
Why, if they're already approved?
because we've already voted on them. So you need to reconsider it, remove the vote, and then technically table
But we
it.
could do that at the next meeting.
You've already approved it, though.
Right, but we could reconsider them at the next meeting.
No, it's past second, it's already past the second reading, so you can't reconsider it. Because typically what happens is she certifies it and it'll become part of the record, essentially. It just makes it more difficult for the clerk later on to go back and fix the record.
Okay.
So it's just cleaner. I mean, you could do it that way, but it's cleaner to do
Yeah,
it
I
now.
think you can still reconsider it, something.
Yeah, no,
after-
and you'll table it for that specific meeting, and then it'll be open to the whole board to consider these items with the additional information of if anyone's running or not. Does that make sense?
So you want to table,
We need, no, we need a motion to reconsider items 8, C, D, and E.
But if the effective date is not until March, then why are we having to, I know.
I've already voted on it.
Uh-huh.
So if you're going to change it from a yes vote to a table,
Well, it's a yes vote. The timeline is up for question.
right, but what is in the the ordinance you just approved has the March 2026 date in there for it to be certified and sent to the clerk. That's the issue. And that's in the actual ordinance that was just approved. So you need to reconsider it, change and then make a motion to table it. So you need to open it back up for reconsideration and then make a motion to table them until December 6th.
Okay.
Would you like me to pose the
Yes,
motion?
please.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Is there someone who would like to make a motion to reconsider items 8C, 8D, and 8E at this time?
So move.
Second.
And you could say, all those in favor?
All those in favor of tabling 8C
Reconsidering?
Considering it.
considered?
Reconsidering items 8C, D, and E? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay. Now, do we have a motion to table items
Motion to table.
C,
until the
D,
December
and
2nd
E?
C, D, and E?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
To December 6th.
Second.
Sorry, 2nd.
Okay, it's been moved and second that we table C, D, and E. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
One point.
Pass unanimously.
Okay, thank you. One point of clarification, for the second reading, would you like us to make those proposed amendments to D? Or wait until we have the full board consideration?
Wait till we have a
I
full
think we
board.
vote, that's why I'm hesitant for this
Yeah.
reconsider. I understand you're pulling out Robert's Rules of Orders, but I do think we can move forward with this meeting. We don't need to reconsider. We can readdress this as a new discussion item on the December 2nd meeting. And then if we want to amend that, we can amend that then.
Okay, so you want to keep it as approved?
Keep it as approved, yes.
Okay, but with this direction to staff, then to wait to certify it to the clerk until December, after the December 2nd meeting.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this again. Sorry, I hate to be a stickler. Motion to reconsider items 8C, D, and E. Is there a motion?
So move.
Okay.
Second.
Been moved
Now that
and
we've
second.
reconsidered, or
Let's pass this one through.
let's go back. We are going to reinstate the prior vote to approve those as stated, items 8C, D, and E, with directions to the clerk not to certify it until receiving further direction from the commission at the December 2nd meeting. Is there a motion?
Yes, so moved.
Yes.
Second.
Yes. That I got.
All right, all those in favor?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Pass unanimously.
Thanks, guys. Sorry for that.
Okay,
Sorry for the confusion.
that's okay. We get there. Okay, where are we? Okay,
Eight,
F.
F, right?
correct.
I will now turn to the clerk to swear in anyone to speak on items 8F and 8G.
Anyone who is here to speak on items 8F and 8G, please stand up and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may have a seat.
And at this time, each commissioner will make the disclosure regarding 8F and G. Start on my left, Commissioner Turkey.
As this matter, I have not had expert communications. I have not received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit. I have not received expert opinions. I request that these disclosures and all written communications may be made part of the record.
Mr. Kelly?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. As to this matter, I have not had any ex parte communications. I have not received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit. I have not received expert opinions. I request these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record. Thank you.
As for myself, I have not had excommunication. I have not received written communication. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit. I have not received expert opinion. I request that these disclosures and all written communication be part of the record. Okay. Okay. Now, clerk will read into the records. Let's see.
Proposed ordinance number 25-042, first reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, amending ordinance number 89-38 by amending the future land use map of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida for an approximately 64.54 acre parcel of real property generally located west of High Ridge Road between Hypoluxo Road and Minor Road by changing the future land use designation from low-density residential to recreational. declaring the proposed amendment to the future land use map to be consistent with all other elements of the comprehensive plan of the city, providing for severability, conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, this is the first reading. Staff, do you have a presentation?
Staff would like to have the applicant go first, but with the permission of the commission, if all three items can be heard together, the future land use map, the rezone, and the abandonment.
Great. Do you need a motion for that?
That's fine. We would need the clerk to read in G and H into the record if they're all going to be heard at the same time, but then we will have to do motions separately.
Proposed ordinance number 25-043, first reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, for the High Ridge Country Club, amending ordinance 02-013 to rezone approximately 64.54 acres generally located west of High Ridge Road between Hypoluxo Road and Minor Road from single-family residential district to recreation, declaring the proposed amendment to be consistent with the comprehensive plan of the city, providing for severability, conflicts, and providing for an effective date. And then
Okay. Again, this is the first reading, and staff does have a presentation.
May read H as well, please.
Going to read H also. Okay.
Proposed ordinance number 25-044, first reading, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, approving the abandonment of a portion of 60-foot wide northwest 7th Court right-of-way, commencing at the south line of the Stanford Park Plat and terminating at the north right-of-way line of Minor Road, authorizing the city manager to execute a disclaimer, which shall be recorded with this ordinance in the public records of Palm Beach County, Florida, providing for an effective date and for all purposes.
Hi, good evening. My name is Julia Gaffney. I am here today on behalf of High Ridge Country Club. So today we have 3 applications. We have a right-of-way vacation, which is going to be a portion of Northwest 7th Court, a rezone for the southern half of the property, which would be from R1AA, which is single-family residential district, to REC, which is recreation district, and then a future land use map amendment from LDR, low-density residential, to R recreation. So right here is the site location. This is at 2400 Hypoluxo Road. To the right is Hypoluxo Road, and to the south is Minor Road. So an overview is the 3 applications, and we would just like to note that the rezoning application and future land use map amendment application are required by the City of Boynton Beach as a result of the right-of-way vacation application. So for our right-of-way vacation application, this is a portion of Northwest 7th Court. We're looking to request to vacate approximately 42,997 linear feet of the existing right-of-way. This existing right-of-way lies between 2 High Ridge Country Club properties and functions only as a route for existing water and sewer utilities. It currently does not have any public access. It's blocked off by a vehicular gate. And with this, there would be no public impact. The existing right-of-way is not used on either side, and it's already owned by the applicant. And then also with this, with vacating this portion of the right-of-way, we are proposing to provide a 20-foot utility easement, which will be dedicated to the City of Boynton Beach to accommodate the existing 12-inch water main and 6-inch force main that are to remain. And then this is just an aerial for anyone wanting to see. The yellow portion that is highlighted, that is the right-of-way that we are proposing to vacate, which is currently a gravel road and also just not finished roadway. So going to the rezoning, sorry, these aren't in the same order as on the agenda. So the rezoning, we're requesting to rezone a portion of the existing club property from R1AA, single-family residential district, to REC, recreation district, to match the remainder of the club property. The map amendment is approximately for 64.42 acres, and this will allow expansion of the existing High Ridge Country Club golf course within the club's current property boundaries. Just like with the right-of-way vacation, there's no public impact. The rezoning is within the club's property boundaries, and it also prevents future development within this site. And then just for a visual, this is the existing zoning map. North is to the right. So the red is the existing R1AA, and then we are proposing to make the entire site recreation. Then moving on to the future land use map amendment. We are requesting to amend portion of the Boynton Beach future land use map within the property from LDR, low-density residential, to R, recreation, to match the remainder of the club property. Just like the rezoning, it's the same amount of area for 64.42 acres. And this will allow expansion of the existing High Ridge Country Club golf course within the club's current property boundaries. And then here's another visual. Again, north is to the right. The highlighted portion is the LDR land use, which we are proposing to then go to recreation. Okay, thank you.
Okay. A question for legal. Can we just treat these all as one, or we have to do them individually?
We can treat them all. The motions have to be separate, but the public comment can go to as to all three.
Okay. So at this time, we'll open up public comments on all three of these, F, G, and H.
Yes.
If you want to speak on these items, please come in. Make sure that we have been sworn in.
Susan Oyer, Boynton Beach. First of all, I'm going to say I'm for all of these, so, vote for them. What my issue is the art feature. I'm not sure if you're aware, years ago, right after Debbie left, and I was no longer on the arts board, the art feature, when they redid this country club, is a generic, approximately $5,000 to $8,000 statue that is from a catalog. They did not satisfy the art ordinance at the time when they redid their country club, and it was never voted on by the arts board. And I've brought it up before, and of course it's gone nowhere because we've gone through arts board managers and nothing has happened. So I'm just making it publicly aware now. They did not satisfy their requirements then, and now you're looking to, give them this, and I'm all for it. Please vote for it. But I'm saying maybe you should put some kind of condition of approval on there, that they need to go back and properly satisfy the arts ordinance requirement from several years ago when they did the remodel. Art is supposed to be unique, not from a catalog. It's supposed to be a specific percentage, and this was grossly under the percentage. And it was never approved by the Arts Board, which is required under your ordinance, which is a city law. And none of that happened, and allegedly, and you heard the word allegedly, is because someone somewhere down the line gave a campaign donation to someone who no longer sits on the dais, who I believe used to be a mayor or a commissioner. And so there's been a lot of discussion quietly over the years why this never happened. I repeatedly brought it up. It never went anywhere. It's worth looking at now, and I'm not trying to hinder this project. I think this is a great idea. We can never have enough recreation green space, but maybe it's time to go back and look at why that was never solved and fix the prior commission's problems and make sure this gets fixed so that they meet the city ordinances, which is the city law. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Hi, my name is Kelly Shulo, and I'm currently a resident on High Ridge Road on the west side of the street. And the back of my family property, it backs right onto the golf course. And while I am completely for this project, I do need consideration to be made to preserve the green space that is between my home and the golf course, as there is a wonderful green space there that is full of native species, including nesting pairs of red-shouldered hawks, ospreys, and we also have a established small, yet small population of endangered Attila butterflies. So I am requesting that be considered with future land use of this area, as it is also home to many of our native species, including gopher tortoises. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next.
Mark Hero, George. The only question I have is, how is this affecting the taxes? R1 obviously is taxed at a different rate than special use. Golf courses are a special use. And I'm just wondering, is this going to reduce the tax bill to the city? If someone could answer that.
Thank you. Next.
Good evening. I'm Mary Ellen Shulo. I am also a resident of High Ridge Road. It backs up to your country club. And my question is, we are literally backed up to your country club, and will we be notified if there's going to be any construction or anything along that fence line that's there? That would be my biggest concern, because we have a fenced-in area and dogs, and they'll go. So that was my biggest concern. If the country club is going to be letting us know what's going to be going on, or does the city of Boynton Beach, because we are part of just Palm Beach County and not the city itself. Thank you.
Thank you. Will there be anyone else? Do we have anyone online?
Vice Mayor, we do not have anyone online.
Do you have any further comments from the board?
Yes, Vice Chair.
Commissioner Turkin?
Just if I can have the applicant come up, just for clarification, what is the intent behind these zoning changes? Are you guys just looking to expand the golf course? Because I just want to kind of suppress some of the concerns. If it was going the other way around and you guys wanted to zone single family, I could definitely see the concern there. I think, if anything, this is more advantageous for the environment and for our wildlife. So just for clarification, can we get an idea of what the intent is for the country club?
So originally, we were going in for the right-of-way abandonment to potentially in future, not right now, expand some of the existing golf holes within the golf course. And with that application, it was recommended by the city to rezone and also update the future land use map, just so that the whole property was concise, and also for no future development.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, so what we will do here, we had the public audience on all three, but we'll vote individually.
That is correct.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion for proposed ordinance number 25-042.
So move.
Second.
And properly moved and second. We turn to staff, to clerk for roll call.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Turkin.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hay.
Yes,
And roll call vote, the motion passed unanimously.
motion passed unanimously. Entertain a motion for number 43, 25-043.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second, all in favor? Well, let's go to roll call.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Turkin.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hay.
Yes.
And roll call vote, the motion passed unanimously.
Motion for ordinance number 25-044.
So moved.
Second.
Moved properly second, roll call.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Turkin.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hay.
Yes,
And roll call vote, the motion passed unanimously.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that takes us, thank you very much. We're moving on to the regular agenda. Can I please have staff come up and start their presentation on the, are we going to go through that strategic plan? I thought we tabled it.
We're going to table it
We
when we
tabled
get
that.
there.
Yeah, we're not going to have, huh? Are we going to have this?
This is the Eco Park
Eco
update.
Yeah,
Park.
the EO
Okay,
part.
yes.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Go
we
ahead,
were definitely
definitely want
talking
that.
about this one.
Kevin,
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Won't be getting a second on that one.
you did a lot of work, Kevin.
I know. Vice Mayor, Commissioners, I'm here to discussion and update on Eco Park. Oh, we got it up there today. All right. So the last time we brought Eco Park to this commission, it was in August of '24, and we had gotten to an issue where we went to the grantor and they said to either reduce our scope to keep the grant
or withdraw from the grant. So the commission advised the staff to go back and reduce the scope to fit within the budget and try to appease the grant. So we did, and this is the original scope of what we were planning, what we bid on, and it came in high. So we went back, as I was saying, from August, came to you guys, and the commission said to go back and rescope it. So we rescoped it, and from there, this is what we submitted. Now, the grantor has came back and said that that's pretty much like a maintenance scope, and that it doesn't qualify for the grant. So we have choice to make tonight, to either go back to original quote, original scope of work, and find the funding for that, or lose the grant. What we have submitted will not suffice for the grant, okay? So the grant was actually given off of grading system, had a lot of components to it. It was reduced before we went to bid. And so at this juncture, we either find funding and go after it, or we don't get the grant. So that's the discussion to have tonight, okay?
Vice Mayor, can I make a comment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kevin. My position on this is I do not want to see the Eco Park continue to be neglected. However, so my position, I'll throw it out there, is that I want to stick with the full scope. And I'm a little frustrated that when we went to the grant the grant program and said, this is our situation, and they said, we'll scale it back and come back to us, that they didn't really give us the conditions that they would accept. And so now here we are, months later, years later, and now they're like, oh, sorry, you took out the things that would have qualified you for the grant, instead of being upfront about it and telling us, what the conditions were. So it's a little frustrating to me. But I think that I think it's been so long that there may be other grant opportunities out there, newer grant opportunities out there, especially with the increase of wanting to preserve more of our eco parks and our green space. And so my thought and my position would be that we stick with the original phase, and that we see what other grants opportunities are out there, and see if we can get a better grant than what we had gotten previously. And maybe we look at some opportunities to get some private donorship, that, people want to name a bench in the eco park, or a plat of the sidewalk, or a sign or something. Maybe we can establish some sort of donor program where our residents buy into this park, because at the end of the day, it's for their use and their benefit. And, I think we need to, but at the bare minimum, I think at this point, we need to do whatever we can that's in our budget to maybe start doing some of the remedial stuff, whether it's clean out or whatever we can do to really make it a park that is more usable. We have some issues with recreational vehicles, so I think we need to handle some security issues that we're having there, and make it a park where people will start to go and know that it's a park, but that we really should stick with the phase one and look at other grant opportunities and look at donor opportunities in our community to buy into this park. And to get this really off the ground, as opposed to, I don't want to scrap it. This is important to me. It's important to my district, and so we need to invest in this. And so that would be my thought, is that we push forward with the original phase plan, and that we look at other grant opportunities, and maybe get an update from Grants and Alana and whoever, pull all the stops for all grant opportunities, federal and state, and get an update as far as what the likelihood is that there's more grant opportunities out there. And that's my desire as it pertains to the eco park.
Okay. Any other discussion?
No. I'm gonna follow my colleague on this one. This is in her district and I know how much this means, but I would be in favor of going back and looking at some more grants. I know we've kind of put this, I don't want to say intentionally, on the back burner. It just hasn't been one of the more highlighted discussion items, but, yeah, I think we get creative. I think looking at the, incentive to have private donors come in and look at benches. I know staff's looking at that now with the dedications or, you know, working with some of our private partners and some of our development projects, you know. I think there's an opportunity there. So I think if we work, you know, maybe events can reach out to some of those sponsors that we usually utilize for our events every so often. I think there's an opportunity, and again, I've been pretty vocal with a lot of these state and special district grants. You can get super creative to where the intent may be a wider scope with this grant funding. I know, especially with FWC and FIND, there's a lot of grants you can get with preservation of a certain species of animal. Right, but then the use of that is so much wider. So I think we just got to be creative and try to be colorful when it comes to imagining, you know, how we can make this project come to fruition and, you know, partner with other agencies to do so. But I just want to thank you, Kevin, for your team. Kevin was at the boat ramp 6:30 this morning. I saw him, and he was there when I got back. So he's working hard. I will say though, I forgot to mention this to you when I saw you. There's a big floating like pile of garbage. I think it was an old, it's an old, like launch ramp. It's just sitting in Harvey Oyer, like, where the boats pull up. It's just sitting there. And I think someone tied it off so it wasn't like going off. So I'm assuming it's already been taken care of, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to just say that I agree with what's been said so far. I just, what coordination is happening with the environmental agencies to keep the project moving? Are we?
Repeat that question, I'm sorry. What's going on with environmental to keep it going?
Yeah.
We have gopher turtles out there, I'll tell you that much. So they're protected, so that's a plus for that park. They've had 3 years to multiply, so there's more than 11 out there now.
There's some coyotes out there now.
At the same time, our invasive and our wetlands have grown more too. So we're regulated by what we can do out there. So it's part of it actually adds up a lot of cost to it, but makes it the park that it's going to be, right? So we're working with them. It's not painful.
And as far as the timeline is concerned, we are still.
Timeline is down. We have the plans. We've already got that investment done. We have $110,000 worth of plans. We're ready to go, permitted. We have to redo the permit now. I'm sure it ran out. I'll talk to John about that. But we're ready to go. We're much better off right now, not financially, but plan-wise. Right now, we're ready to go. We're like a shelf-ready project in essence, you know, so.
Well, and I think that'll help when we're looking at grants, because they really want you to have those plans. They don't want you to have sketches, and I think that kind of pushed us back a little bit. So I think we have the plans, and that's why I'm kind of pushing that we go forward with what we've previously planned out, and really push those grant opportunities. And thank you, Commissioner Turkin, for your suggestions also on some of those other grant opportunities. I think they're really, when it comes to, to eco and, preserving our ecosystem, I think there's a lot more grant funding out there now than there was a couple of years ago when we applied for this. So I'd like to see what's out there. Thank you.
Just for clarity, can we have consensus that we're going to withdraw from the grant that we currently applied for? Just want to make sure that we're all in agreement. That's what we're going to do. We're going to withdraw from the grant from FDEP, and then we'll look for additional grants elsewhere for larger grants.
Right.
Okay.
That would be my position, yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. Does anyone else have any final comments for
I'm
tonight?
going to table 10B.
Motion to table 10B.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposers, nay. Motion carried unanimously.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned at 6:34, 7:34. 7:34. Good night, everyone.